All right, I'm going to show you how to use the hole tool and the different options with that in Onshape. And so the first thing I'm going to do is create a block to put some holes in. So I'm going to create that on the front view. Back to my sketch, get a rectangle tool, and I am going to make this block 8 inches in the width dimension, 3 inches in the height dimension. I'll then extrude that hole and we'll make it a 3-inch depth as well with the extrusion. The next thing that we're going to do is use the point tool to locate where the holes are going to go on our block. And so I'll get the sketch tool and I will make a new sketch on the top of my object. I'll come over here, get the point tool, and these are going to line up in the center of our block in the depth dimension. So I'll go ahead and put in a first point, and I'll dimension that 1.5 inches. And when I have that sketch complete, I can go ahead and use my hole tool. And so I'll click on hole, and then I can click on the point, and I can create all of the options for holes in Onshape right here. And so if I look at the hole that I'm going to be making, it's this one here on the left. The hole has a 1/2 inch diameter, and it's a counter bore. All right. And so I'm going to go back to Onshape. So instead of a simple hole, I'm going to choose counter bore. And if I look at the depth of my hole here, it goes down 2 inches. And so this is not a through hole. And so I will go ahead and change it from through to blind. And then I can start inputting the information for this hole, and all of my options are right here. And so if I look at it, the hole has a diameter of a 1/2 inch. So I'll go ahead and type that in the diameter. We'll see what the counter bore is. The counter bore has a diameter of 3/4 of an inch, which is right here. This is the counter bore depth. The counter bore depth of our hole is a 1/2 inch. And then lastly, the overall depth of our hole is 2 inches. So we can see that right here. So we have the diameter, the depth, the counter bore, and the counter bore depth. So the overall depth of our hole is 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll click the green check mark, and you can hover around and see the hole that it created. So once you have your hole created, we're going to go ahead and want to look at the inside of that to get a better idea of what the hole is. And so this is just for your benefit here, so you can see what it's actually creating. So I'm going to come up and get a plane, and I'm going to get a mid-plane. And so I'm going to click on the front and back of my object and go ahead and click to apply that plane. Once that plane is in place, I'm going to go ahead and right click on it, and I'm going to say that I want to look at a section view. And so what that section view did is it used this plane to cut away part of the material. And so we can see the inside of the part. The part is actually there. It didn't cut it in half. It's just a tool that's used so we can see what's going on in our design. And so when you have that done, you can see this is what that hole is going to look like. To get the whole view of the block back, you can right click on the plane and just say turn off section view, and it will go back to normal for you. And so that'll be a handy tool when you guys are creating these holes here. And so what you'll do now is look at the hole callouts for the other 3 holes and go ahead and create those within on your hole block.